work. Feeling abused, should've left her ass alone. Make it work, but I am to blame. Make it work, so I gives a make it work. When I get down, I put my feet and hold my to make it work. Now ever since I can't I've been going through hard times.
Asia on America. This is your boy D-Rob. Me and my co-host Asia, we switching places. I'm giving her a break. I want to get a lot more perspective from her this time around. So Asia, how you doing today?
I'm fine. Happy Thursday. I do not like the way you did my intro. This is Asia on America on Intellectual Radio. I'm Asia. This is D-Rob. We have special guests in the building. My friend Ann and his friend said, like, this is how I like you to do these things.
You know, you're the queen of the call. Like I say, I'm just giving you a break so we can get, your perspective. But today we're going to have fun with it. I'm glad that you guys been coming back and supporting our topics. We've been having some bigger, heavier topics, and we coming into the holiday season. So we just want to bring it down a little bit and just talk about our interactions. And Asia brought up a great question the other day and talked about this season. Did you want to share that with us?
For those who are streaming live, we do have a Facebook page. It's Asia on America if you want to go and send us a friend request. And I do questions of the day periodically. Well, I do a question of the day every Monday. And the question of the day was, how do you feel about the correlation between Christmas and Christianity and Santa Claus and the white man complex? I know that my friend Ann chimed in on the post, but I'm going to go ahead and take it off. Like I believe we said last time we talked briefly, I don't celebrate Christmas. Santa was never talked about in our house. We are not church people either, which is really funny because now my father's a deacon now. But growing up, we were not a church family, and Christmas was he's Santa Claus. We told our daddy what we wanted, and we went to go get Christmas presents on Christmas Eve. It was a thing that we did as a go to church on Christmas Day and none of those things. And that's not to say that I don't believe in a higher power, because I know that there's definitely a higher power, but I don't necessarily feel as though Jesus is a person. I feel like God can be anything. God is abstract. It could be the air, the water, grass, yourself as a living being, as a God fearing person of yourself. So, and going back to the topic, I really do feel like Santa is the white man complex, like a white savior. If you look at everything throughout cultural norms, everything is a white man. Uncle Sam, the white Easter bunny, Santa Claus, all those things. And it comes with being an authoritative figure and coming in to save you. It's unfair to let your children see you work all year, have these presents, and somebody else came and get it. And not just somebody else, but another white man came in and helped you during this time and gave you all these gifts. Meanwhile, I'm in debt all the way up until February. Some people don't even pay their bills. I'm on Facebook and I see everybody, they going crazy. They like, I need an Apple Watch. I need these iPod buds, whatever. I need this, I need that, going crazy, stressing themselves out. And it's like, for what? At what cost? I raised the question today. If the reason for the season is really, love and giving, why don't we do that all year?
That's a good point. Antoinette, what you got?
My take on Santa Claus. I never looked at him, and our family didn't look at him as a savior or that he was coming in to, drop these gifts on us. He's fictional. My children and myself up to a certain age believe that, Santa comes down for children who are good, who behave themselves during the school year, or during the year period. And Mama was the plug. Like, she hollers at Santa and she lets Santa know, my kid's been good. Make sure you drop something off. So it was just that type of thing. And I just like to keep the innocence of children. Like, they don't have to know what my struggles are as children. Like, I don't have to let them know, I had to sell blood to buy y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that I don't think kids, should have to be thinking about.
On the flip side, friend, shouldn't nobody be having to sell blood to buy no present?
True. But, and that's another thing. See, like, as far as presents with myself, it's not like write down what you want. I want an Apple Watch. I want this. This is a gift. So gifts are something that you get and you're like thankful for. It's not like you're requesting something. So my gifts are gifts that I feel like I want to get my kids.
Okay, so are you saying you allow the myth to live as long as it does, and just let it run its course, and once they figure it out, okay.
And even after, it's like kind of like a running joke after that. Like,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
okay,
Like, okay.
sure.
Keep in mind, she's an educator, so she has to keep the innocence of children pure through and through.
As we should.
Very good.
Okay, Cedric, what's your take on that?
I kind of want to go back to something she said in the opening statement about the correlation between Christmas and Christianity. One thing that I have always noted just in growing up and watching Christians and watching and being on a part of Christmas was that they kind of run hand in hand because they are two revenue generating entities. Christmas is the opposite of Christianity in that it's kind of like, for those of you who aren't Christian, who don't believe in the birth of Jesus and the Mary and the star and the three wise men, if you don't necessarily want to vibe with that, here's this token white person that you say, think about it. Who created Christmas? White man. So what other color would he be? What other color would the Easter bunny be? So you really can't get upset because these things are in place, because it's just the nature of how it was presented and who created it. So again, back to the point of like how they kind of go hand in hand is that they both generate revenue. Whoever believes that, you just said people are breaking themselves to buy kids Christmas gifts, but people are breaking themselves to tithe, to be a part of church functions, to give to the spring church van drive and things of that nature. So it kind of runs hand in hand. So you can kind of blame one, blame the other, denounce one, denounce the other, but you kind of got to draw an even line when you're looking at it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I asking? I don't know how to.
Go ahead,
I don't know
follow
how
up.
to be. So, what is your stance? Do you celebrate Christmas?
I absolutely celebrate Christmas. I came up celebrating Christmas. We had a live Christmas tree every year. My
We did
grandmother.
too.
I do now.
And essentially we would get our tree like on the 21st, like really late. We wouldn't decorate it until Christmas Eve, and that kind of trickled into a rather long running tradition. But as far as me and my kids, we celebrate the love and the spirituality, as she spoke of Christmas, the sharing of time and space and energy with each other. But we don't necessarily harp on Santa. At the same time, we don't necessarily harp on Jesus either. And my mother is an evangelist, and she is a very profound speaker of the word. But at the same token, my beliefs are slightly different, and so we don't press it either way. We just have a good time on Christmas Day.
Let me just go on record as saying I grew up, like I said, celebrating Christmas. It used to be one of my favorite holidays, but it just got so out of control. I started going to Hallmark. I was buying $17 wrapping paper just so it can match my real tree, because I grew up with real trees. So that was a thing. Me and my friend, we would go every year and get our trees together. So now I'm buying the $17 wrapping paper. I have a fireplace and I need to decorate that, and I need to deck the balls with balls of holly. I need this, I need that. We need to bake cookies. We do, like, before social media, me and my friend we both putting our kids in matching pajamas and having game nights. We've been doing those things. So it just got to be so mundane. And the more I was doing it, the less appreciative I saw my children being as well. I'm spending all of this money and they playing with these things maybe 1-2 days and it's ditched to the side. My mother, her favorite thing is I don't reward bad behavior. So just because you've been bad all year, but now you've been good December 1st to the 25th, I owe you an Apple Watch, So, and then I'm kind of fake woke, and I'm fake woke. I'm asleep with one eye open, but it kind of does not jive with my ideology now.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think there's a lot to be said about this. So, Asia, you said a rhetorical question like why we can't be nice to each other all the time, and I think Sid had the answer, and it was based on that revenue that comes from this holiday season. Now, I'm a holiday person, and I believe in the family life, and this gives us an excuse to be closer to our families when we're not normally so tied in.
Absolutely.
And
But
then that's sad.
I mean,
it
I don't think
is.
it's an excuse. In the summer, we barbecue together.
Well,
We
sure.
get
I
together, we
mean,
have barbecues. I mean, it's just
so a lot of those things are optional, but most of the time you have to come see your mama if you ain't been seeing your mama at Christmas or Thanksgiving. And so what I'm saying about that holiday season, you have that Thanksgiving, but I don't think it's a coincidence that we're spending extra money on plastic and things of that nature, like for Halloween, extra all this candy. Then all of a sudden we overextending ourselves during the Thanksgiving season, buying this. It's good to come together with our families and have this meal, but we spending a lot of money. Then right after that, we spending money on all these, like you say, these things the kids gonna play with for two times, or these all these extra gadgets. We want to show each other love, but we have to do it in a revenue shape form. So and then after that, then now we juggling tax. We waiting on tax money to recover, and then we buying these, whatever we buy, cars, and so I think there's a design in it, the way the money flows during that period of time while we sitting there saying that we coming together family, but we also setting ourselves back.
I used to work at this place called Venue 610. It's on Michigan, a beautiful venue space. But they catered to an upper echelon of type of people. And every year we would host these Christmas parties for these Fortune 500 companies. And the bonuses that they would give out, the gifts that they would give out, and I know those are direct dollars coming out of our pocket that they giving those people, and you have to think about it. The two biggest money making holidays in America are Christmas and Halloween, the devil and God. you know we have this whole thing about Jesus and God and spirituality and duality and all those things. It just really strikes me as odd is that those are the two most money making holidays. People really don't look at it like that. We say like we hate the ideology of America and we hate this and we hate that, yet we always do these principles that
But
are
you,
based.
but you do understand why, though. I mean, you do understand
It's
what
deeply
Christmas.
rooted. It's deeply rooted in our culture subconsciously.
But even more primitive than that. I mean, you do understand what Christmas does for not only the giver. I mean, not only the recipient, but
But
the
the giver.
giver. You know,
But if you're a
people.
true giving person, said, and I hate to cut you off, and I'm like so like don't like being in my seat, but if you're a giving person, you should give all the time. You should give intangible things that do not cost money. You can give your time, your love, your energy, your friendship, your loyalty, your trust, honesty. You can give of yourself. You can donate. You don't have to just donate coats at the winter time because homeless people need stuff all year.
True. True.
so. I think that some people probably also do that all year. Speaking for myself,
Of
and
course we do.
just like we said, like it's the season. This is what we've been conditioned to do, and we kind of show out when it's Christmas. That
Exactly.
doesn't mean that we don't show love all year long, but
Who are you showing off for? Like, I think a lot of the gifts, the Apple Watches and the iPhone 11s and all of these great, you know, PlayStation 5, whatever the number is right now. It's more about the person that's giving it because they want to be seen as, look what I gave you, and look at what that does for me and my ego, my how I'm perceived by you or people around me who see me give you these gifts. So it's not really about the kid and the plastic. I could care less if you play with the toy. It makes me look good that look what mama gave you. Look what daddy bought you.
How does that tie into peace on earth and goodwill? This has turned into a showboat. You see people on social media, and it's all about the gifts and the glory. It's not about seasons greetings. I mean, to some people it is. I'm just giving a general consensus of how I feel. If it's gonna be that way, you should give frankincense and myrrh or whatever. If this is what it is, if we celebrate goodwill and the birth of Christ and three wise men coming from Jerusalem, I know a little bit, the Bethlehem and all this, we should be giving frankincense and myrrh. We should not be going out selling blood to make these gifts. And then, of course, you say it's whatever, what have you, but it still really ties into this whole primitive thinking of this white man coming to save us. Because even though, yeah, we do this as tradition, it's still this whole ideology of this white man came in with his white wife and these reindeer and this white Santa Claus. And yes, the white man made it, but why did he make it? To keep you within those,
Revenue.
yeah, and
It's always been about
and
money.
compliance. Oh, the number one color is green, and compliance.
Kind of like why the Bible was written.
Compliance.
Revenue.
And compliance.
Right. So we got some perspective on Christmas here. We're not trying to take down how anybody celebrates their
Celebrate y'all
Christmas.
Christmas and spend y'all
And,
money.
you know,
Enjoy it.
enjoy it the best way
all.
you know how, as long as it's fulfilling to you. Make sure you enjoy your holiday. We got a little bit of more talking we want to do. I think we gonna switch up the subject and have a little more fun with it, but we need to take a quick break just because I don't know. I'm thinking about giving Asia her seat back. I'm thinking about it, but
You no. Take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. It's Christmas.
Okay.
Jesus, take the wheel.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, feel free to call in and talk to us about anything. 708-223-8953. This is Intellectual Radio, Asia on America.
Ladies and gentlemen, initialize sequence. You're tuned in to IntellectualRadio.com.
Intellectual Radio. This is I'm sitting here with my co-host once again, my beautiful Asia.
Stop doing that because I was watching tape of us and like your fans is not gonna be happy. So stop doing that. Go to this guy.
I'm here to tell the truth.
Whatever.
And I have, we have our two friends here. We have Antoinette and Shedrick here with us, and I want to share something with you guys. And it's just my opinion. And let me know what you guys think about this. But I think this is something that's very serious. In the 70s and in the 80s, music was black music was everything. We set records. We had great musicians. We had beautiful voices. We had awesome writing. And in 1982, I think I remember a song by Gwendolyn King, and the lyrics were, "You make my love come down."
Evelyn Champagne King.
And I was only probably about 7 years old then, and I knew good music when I heard it, but I had no idea. It might seem obvious now, but I had no idea what she was talking about. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until I became an adult that I think I woke up in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock and was like, "Oh, she meant that," because there was some mystery to the writing that was done. Right now, we have a song. I'm just picking one, but we got songs on the radio. We have one song on the radio that says, "She's gonna bust it open for me."
Who's saying that?
I don't know, but there's no mystery to that. There was once a time where one word you can say will keep your music off the radio. Whereas right now, that song is barely bleeped out. Barely bleeped out. The music that we normally find on the B side of the tape or on the mixtape or in your nephew car, they spinning it like they spinning it like they spinning it. The videos that we seen on BT Uncut that we had to wait till 2 a.m. to see, those are available everywhere at the push of a button. So this is where we are right with our influence. This is where we are. Young parents who have these small kids, you got a lot of explaining to do. And whether you agree or not, I want you to bear witness because you are here in the publication, the education of our black people being hypersexual. Hypersexual black man, hypersexual black woman. You are in the publication and the normalization of the hypersexual black man and woman.
Hold on. Said, did y'all like write a thesis on this or something before y'all got here? Because I am like, I don't know what's going on.
So this is just a personal opinion, and I think we need to pay attention to what's going on in our music and our sexual influences. So we're gonna play a little game to prove whether I'm right or wrong. So we got 3 cards. Everybody got 3 cards in front of them. The name of this game is For Show. If you agree with me, you hold up the card that say For Show. If you disagree, hey, I don't know. And then seldom used, say more. Okay. So the first question I want to ask you guys based on this is just proving some points here. Let me know what you think. Right now in today, we are too accepting of the side piece. Give me a card, anybody. For sure. Antoinette, you say for sure?
Yes.
Tell me why.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's gotten so bad that even like people have welcomed an additional person to their bedroom. Like, it's just really gotten out of hand. I don't know. Like, it's just women and men are accepting, sharing whatever this love is they're supposed to have with this person. Like, it's out of control. I don't know.
Say it.
It's funny because and this may offend some, or I don't really know. The youth, like Dov said, hypersexual. So you want to get it in, and maybe you can't get it in with this person every day, all day. So you have to kind of spread yourself around. Then you have your older genre of side pieces, like the 40-somethings who have been in relationships for 25 years and have grown children, and now that relationship has soured, and now you're back dating, but you're not really finding that person in that space or in that space and time. And so now you and then enlist yourself as a side piece. So now you have the older side piece group to pick from. You got your younger side piece group to pick from. And so take a person like myself and then my age group that can look up or down. So now I have a wider variety to pick from just to have a side piece, essentially. Now, granted, take it, you got a lady, you got a woman, you got a man. There is a large group of individuals probably that outnumber the faithful, the committed, the looking for love, that are willing to just spend time. You know what? You can come through, slide through for an evening that I can enjoy myself and say, girl, I had a great night with him last night. That just might be enough to pacify me or her.
Okay, come on, Asia, let me hear you. Because you said I don't know.
I don't know. I'm a hopeless romantic, and I refuse to believe that things are like that. I know it is, but I don't know.
You know it is, but you don't want to believe.
I don't.
That's an oxymoron.
And by side piece,
I speak a lot in oxymoronish.
By side piece, we mean that like this person is telling you, oh, I have this woman and but I still want to have this relationship with you?
Well,
Or
we
is
just
it
speaking
like,
on. I was speaking on just like you, almost just like you said, just bringing somebody in, almost anybody. We just too accepting. It's a
yeah,
different thing right now. So the next one is, does our music openly have influence on the way we portray women and how we treat women as men?
our music or the music today?
Our music. I don't know for sure. Where you at? I'm gonna let you think. I'm gonna let you break this tie. Come on, I don't know.
Music has always been sexually suggestive. Super Freak, Rick James, Candy Liquor. Music is always sexually suggestive. Music is sensual. Prince was always half naked. So I don't think that it's like that. I mean, the Boys in the Hood is always hard. They always was like misogynistic towards women, and I like that music. So I don't know.
One is a little bit more blunt and straightforward though.
I don't know.
But say it. Come on. You say for sure?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
Okay, so I said for sure. Like, come on, man. Be honest. Like
I like Wrap
we
This
and
Up.
he clarified it perfectly for me because he didn't say music, like all genres of music. He said our music. Like our music is by far the dirtiest, filthiest, most degrading music on the radio.
Country music is like that as well. It's filled with lots
I
of women getting beat, alcohol use,
I would, but
drugs.
it's very subtly spoken, kind of like the song that he spoke about from 1982 in 2019, where as opposed to the Migos, the babies and the little babies and the grandbabies and your mama's baby, it's like all of these people are, you're a bitch, you're a whore. No curse. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Insert me into your mouth, insert me into your rectum. All of these derogatory, do it now in front of all your friends, in front of my mama at church. It don't matter. It's like we terrible with that.
Come on, break the tie.
I don't know if I can. Like you said
Disagree
before,
with me. That's okay.
our music was more you had to find, kind of like dig to find or sit and think what they were saying. Like now, as said here, this music, this generation, they're telling you what to do, how to do it right now. This is what I want. I'm gonna have to go with for sure.
For sure.
And the saddest part about it is not just the males now. Back then in NWA and Eazy-E and what was my guy who had the Booty Up song?
DJ Quick?
No.
Booty
Who we
Up.
used to play all the time.
Booty Up.
And then
I know what you're talking about.
whatever his name was. But now it's the women. There you go, AMG. Now it's the women, the Cardi B's and the
So it seems like this is what sells, or what it's in my
You're
opinion, it's a
regressing, man.
programming.
You're going
Thank you.
backwards.
It's a programming. So my next question was actually going to lead into that, because I remember a time where it was said that Puffy had to choose between whether he was going to bring out Craig Mack or Biggie. And there was a time when we had more BDP on the radio than NWA, but it both seemed to take that gangster turn, that more negative turn, turn. So do you think this is by design? For sure. For sure. Come on with it. Tell me why.
Going back to my whole stance of the white man and Christmas and Christianity, it's all a plan to keep us down and, oppressed. All of it. I read something about the niggerization of rap music, and it started like in 1992. They want to always characterize NWA as gangster rap when it really was reality rap. They were rapping about what was going on in the streets of Los Angeles, police brutality, the gangs, and they gave it that term of gangster rap in order to usher in the whole degradation of us as a people. So for sure.
For sure. Okay, Sid, you don't know?
I don't know, because again, you keep pumping this white man like there's this group and they get together on Thursdays and they say, this is how we're going to keep the black man down. This is how we're going to take away their strength and their power and everything that they believe about themselves internally. But at the same time, we see black individuals, either from a celebrity standpoint, in education, in physics, in engineering, all rising, all becoming great in their fields of study. So are they part of the group of white people who come together and say, we're just going to hold these ignorant Negroes who decide not to go to school and to hang out on corners and blocks all day and all week? You ride up and down these white areas of Chicago, these same impoverished areas, you don't see black people, I mean, white people just hanging on corners and all day, every day, just hanging out, trying to, I don't know, sell drugs, whatever they're doing. But I live Chicago Avenue. You ride up and down Washington and Madison and 16th. You see us all day. So that's the white man who told us, who basically cut off our greatest power that God gave us, which is what? Free will. Free will. I get to choose what I do every day. If I choose to soil myself in this seat, that's a free will.
There's repercussions.
Hold on,
There
Sid.
is.
Sid, you're
However,
gonna have to be a guest on this show all the time because I have to go directly at you. Of course.
come for me.
Of course, we have free will. However, when we live in impoverished neighborhoods with, lack of great schools, we have lack of extracurricular activities, we have drugs pumped, and those things are by design. I hate to say things that like I've heard on TV, but we don't own poppy fields, we don't own planes, we don't own any of those things.
True.
And it's not by happenstance that those things are on Chicago Avenue and Pulaski and not in Winnetka. It's not by happenstance that they stopped busing children out of the inner city to those prestigious schools to get their education. Of course, there are people rising in their fields. Of course, they're going to do that because, like I said at the top of the hour, we are all gods in ourselves.
Mhm.
And it's in between, it's in within us to rise up to the occasion. And for sure, there's black people working within the power structure to keep ignorant niggas down. For sure. You dress like
I'm
one.
part Republican.
So
I am as well. Don't get it confused.
I am too.
Okay.
So which is gonna lead into what I'm gonna say. So I think we make it ourselves by design. Like if you know better, you do better.
A lot of us
what
don't
we
know
do
better.
And that's on us to teach each other,
There you go.
to our kids too. We have to partner with teachers and schools. We may not have the resources that the schools have on the north side, but we have to partner together as parents, as a community, as teachers to teach these kids to look for more, not just to get caught up in this music that's, really just saying what we're going through. It's just really like singing about or rapping about whatever they're going through. Well, some of the rap is just, I don't know.
I
Oh,
get it.
it's
If you know
scripted.
better, you do better. If you know this is what these things are happening, they're causing us to live this certain way, you have to strive to be better.
We definitely need to learn the line between entertainment and reality and don't blur the line, young people. So my next question is, has the ascension of the black woman and her beauty been a graceful one, with everything that it has encountered? Let's say starting from the 60s to now.
Repeat that question.
Yeah, say more.
Say more. Say more.
'Cause
So
we all like,
you've seen quite a few black women who have testified that when they were younger they were called ugly and they didn't like their look, and we went through a thing with our hair, and and now we are coming back to our Afrocentric hair, our own look. We coming into loving our curves, our colors, our melanin, and everything. So it has been a beautiful ascension, but also, in my opinion, there has been some stumbles in some of the things that we do when we share our bodies and when we have these videos circulating through everybody's inbox. I think we've become a little bit desensitized to how much we see pornography, we see the naked body, we see women doing sexual acts, we see them doing suggestive dancing. I think some of that part has taken away from the ascension to a degree. So would you say for sure, or would you say, oh no? Because I just said more.
Man, let me
Talk
see.
about it.
I'm gonna go with
I need another
Black women.
option.
Black women.
Well, I'm gonna go on record as saying, go ahead, friend.
I'm gonna say for sure.
For sure. Okay.
What's your reason?
This is such a deep question.
That's
like,
this beard.
That's what
like,
we're
this
for.
is
That's that
going-
beard.
That's what we here for. We gonna ask ourselves the hard questions. Come on.
We have definitely it I don't know, like women did struggle more in the past about how they look and how to be accepted, and now it's like they'll go to any extent to make themselves be accepted or look this particular way, or so
I mean, just think about what they're being proud now versus what they were being prideful about back then. You know, they were prideful back then about their ability to speak up without repercussion, being able to voice their opinion in public, in forums where white people may be. Where nowadays the glitz and the glamour is where they kind of draw their, that's their source of power. So my ability to flip in and out of wigs and look different moment to moment is more glorified today. Whereas back then it was more me being able to stand up proud as a black woman, like as like a Diane Carroll or some of those older.
That's what I'm saying. Think about some of those old
eloquent.
Think about some of those old Diana Ross album covers, some of those Donna Summer album covers. Like they were beautiful. It was suggestive, and they were, suggestively sexy, but it wasn't overly done. And even when they did have nudity on, let's say, an album cover, it would be tasteful. And it's not to say that a lot of it is not tasteful now, but a lot of it is directly sexual, I should say.
Little Kim,
that's what I'm thinking of. Little Kim. So then you got the recreation with the Nicki Minaj, you know what I mean? So like, I think some of them try to be tasteful, but it's a difference.
But you know what's crazy though, and it's really tripped out, because if you look at like European culture, all of this suggestiveness, we're late on it. You know what I'm saying? If you look at like European television shows, commercials, documentaries, like the whole showing of nudity and private parts and things of that nature,
even being
it's
accepted with their beauty, like
Benny Hill. I mean, Benny Hill was like the raciest.
Oh
show
yeah,
ever.
who didn't stay up to watch Benny Hill? I did.
Absolutely.
But what I'm saying is, black women is tops. So okay, yeah, we got there later than them, but now we celebrating it, and maybe we just overdoing it because they the tops. It ain't nowhere to go. So you ain't got to overdo it. You ain't got to show. Tell me the truth. Everybody ain't got something in their inbox that either with some woman performing some act or doing something that's, and we all do. It's oversaturated. Remember when you first started seeing that type of stuff, like who, what? But now it's just like it's in abundance, and it's you desensitized to it because it's overshared.
I've been desensitized. Like we had this discussion off the air a long time ago. I've been watching porn for a long time, so this is stupid.
Still,
you gotta try.
Of course, I still watch porn. I'm a grown woman.
I was gonna say the internet is 75% porn, so like it's
of course
there's a lot. But
so you seek it.
Do I seek?
Like you actually go to those sites, or like?
No, I don't go to the sites.
Push play on the VHS.
Yeah, I do. Okay. I do. Like that's what I was gonna say. As a black woman, we are always like held to a certain decorum on all type of levels. We either in the business place, if we are too ethnic, if we are at home, we too ghetto, our body too much, we hoes. Like it's always something within us. So I think that this question is I don't know, because it goes to both sides. A lot of women are finding their strength, and sexuality is something that we should not be ashamed of as humans, male or female. This is something that we should be proud of because we are sexual beings, and sometimes it can be looked at as art. And yes, sometimes it is over the top, but we also have to look about how men do not serve the women who are intellectual, who are of substance enough. So it makes a woman feel as though she has to go to those extremes to be accepted. I feel as though me and my friend are very beautiful, and we're very smart and cultured and, funny, good moms and what have you. But are we always, well...
Come on, you got to see it now.
Are we always?
can't say that because it's a lie. Because we always do get action, but not like you know what I'm saying. But a lot of women don't. So like a person who has low self esteem and always is looking to or strive to be a beautiful black woman will see something and try to change her look. So it's I don't know.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this one. I think this is another good question. For sure, or I don't know. We have completely learned to departmentalize sex, relationship, love, etc.
No, that's a flat out no. People see you attract what you are. If you are that type of individual, that's what you are going to get. I still believe in love, and nobody's going to take that away from me. I don't care if I don't fan it until I'm 57. I just had a from over 20 years, and I am not bitter. I'm still going to seek love. People want to push that side of them away because it's easier to deal with than to put yourself out on the line.
So, but I'm saying you don't. So you said you're dating now, and so you can departmentalize it. Just I'm just saying it's possible to say, you know what, I'm gonna have sex tonight. This ain't got nothing to do with relationship.
No,
This ain't got nothing to do with love.
I can't
That's not how it
I can't
works.
rotate like that. Because first of all, the man got to stimulate me mentally.
So
So I can't just have casual sex with you because
the world is not talking like that right now. Our culture is not talking like that. We not talking about how I'm mad at you, but he ain't did nothing to me. I take that, but I ain't got to talk to you. Like we not that ain't how y'all lacking right now.
no.
I beg to differ. What's your
I
view?
mean, the shame in it is that I kind of wish you would like departmentalize it simply because we do.
Because you do.
The same man that's dating you, the same man that you're looking for love with, a smart man, I don't care how old he is, 27, 57, he should be, as should you, single woman, looking for love. You should be dating multiple people.
Said, let's back this up, boo. I'm not looking for anything. Any man that deal with me gonna love me anyway, just because I'm that type of chick. So what I am doing out
Semantics,
here,
like that.
no,
Everyone will say that about themselves.
No, I mean
who would
that.
not say that about themselves?
Of course.
What self-loving person would not say that?
They are lying. I'm telling the truth.
Fluff. Like I was saying. Again, you should be like not necessarily just saying, okay, I'm gonna have sex with all these people that I date. But if there comes a time where you are able to find a person that you are physically compatible with, emotionally compatible with, be it from 6 months of dating or 6 hours of sitting at a bar with them, you should still be able to express yourself or be able to gratify yourself and still withhold that same level of integrity as a woman and not feel like, I just did something that's going to get me shamed.
No, see,
No,
that's
it's
you're
not
a
about
man.
shame.
It's not about shame. You don't want to just lay down with everybody first and foremost.
Agreed.
You don't want to lay down with everybody. And just because I spent 6 hours at the bar with you does not mean I owe you.
And no, and don't get me wrong. I don't want you to take it as
No,
if
I
you
know.
should,
Semantics.
but to my point, what does that 6 hours lead to? Does it lead to?
Who knows? You have to see what it leads to.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
You
So
shouldn't be thinking this going into this date or this evening like if he said the right thing, I'm gonna give him something. Like it doesn't work like that.
No, it shouldn't. It should not.
Flows. It's a natural flow. You don't.
Okay, so that same person that you're dating with no pretense of having no set expectation, are you upset that that person leaves you and then goes and have sex, even though there is no commitment? We're dating, we're mingling. Are you upset at that fact?
No.
Upset? No.
Okay, and it doesn't deter you from still continuing to want to be with that person or continue the relationship or see where it can go.
No, because like I said at the top of this topic, any man who dealing with me gonna love me anyway. He gonna always come back.
And I'm gonna like my
Wazay
that
woo.
person's gonna want to be with me anyway. So
Exactly.
Okay.
I shouldn't have to force or.
Oh no, you should not. You should not.
Or I shouldn't have to have sex with you just because we grooving right now. I meet and talk to a lot of men. Do I be sexually attracted to them? Hell yeah. But do that mean that I have to lay down with them because I'm sexually attracted to them and I'm single and I'm dating? No. A lot of men mess up a lot of dope bonds with cool women with sex on the brain. You could really be meeting a chick who could possibly be the best friend that you could ever have, and about sex and sex only, and and it's clouding your judgment. You could meet somebody who could be a business partner. You could meet somebody who, as you said, is skyrocket to their career. You have the key to help them open up the door, but you're thinking of sex only.
Okay, so but you know why that is though?
Because you're a man.
No, because it's just in human nature. I don't care what person you've ever dated, been with, had a business relationship with, a business partner. This person was your spiritual yoke or your guide or your financial planner. The first initial attraction is always, let's just not be dumb about it, it's physical. It's something about the look of a person, the physical nature, the physical stature that is going to draw you to want to either that attracted me. I don't know what I don't know what your level of education is, what your finances are, your spirituality. I don't know any of that when I first look at you, but I do know that as a man and as a woman, and I speak for both sexes, there has to be something that attracts the eye that will draw you in to want to get to know all of those different intangibles that may lead to something. But it's always physical. So you cannot deny that.
And there's always a line that you shouldn't cross.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
So based on everything that we just discussed, give me your vote, whether it's for show or I don't know. Are we looking at the publication and the normalization of the hypersexual black man and black woman?
I don't even know what that means. Say that one more time.
It's being publicated.
Okay.
And it's becoming the norm to see the black man and the black woman hypersexual, musically, video, visually, everywhere.
But see, look, let me say this. Kim Kardashian is one of the most richest, most notarized women in the world who got on a sex tape, and she's Armenian.
She was with a black man, and she has the curves that every black man desires.
Okay. Well, I'll say for sure. But I do want to double back to Mr. Said, what you saying about your initial thing is always physical. I think that is a gray area because a lot of men are attracted to a certain type of woman, and they will pass up on something that's not physically attracted to them at first until they look and deal with the intangible.
Exactly.
So it's not always that cut and dry.
That's growth, though. What you're speaking of is growth, because I had to actually grow into that, because I was that person. Like, I remember when I was young, I grew up in the 90s. Our big thing in the summer was going to the Taste of Chicago. And you literally would be walking in a crowd of thousands. Like, you can't even see 3 people past you, but you're grabbing hands. You're looking at people real quick. Hey, let me talk to you. Let me spin you around. Let me get your number. It was all about that. But now, as I had gotten older, I couldn't meet women like that because there was no value in that. There was nothing more than a moment of gratification in that. So I would have to literally sit and look at you and observe you and see, okay, let me see what she sounds like. Let me see if she has the speech pattern that I want to be able to listen to day in and day out. How articulate are you? What's like, how do you walk? Like, a lot of those things you have to kind of be attracted through observation. So I would much rather meet somebody, at work, because I have time to literally observe you and get a feel for who you are outside of the physical attraction before I go into, further a relationship or even begin one.
And then for me, I'm sorry, D. Yeah, men are attracted to, like, I'm attracted to men, but this is my stance. I cannot date a dumb dude. So I don't care if if I am physically attracted to you, I have to sit those 6 hours and talk to you. And it's been like that since I've been a child. I cannot deal with a dumb dude, period.
But at the same time, I think you're smart enough to not have a 6-hour conversation with a dumb dude.
But people are people.
And it should be a 6-minute conversation.
But hold on, but just like I said, people are people, and you might miss out on a dope bond or a great friendship. Just because he's not intellectually where I am does not mean that he cannot get there. Does not mean that he's not a good person to be around. Does not mean that I can't kick it with him.
True.
And that was the biggest thing that I got from what you said. Probably the biggest point of the night. If you're not an open person and you go in with the small-minded vision, like, hey, I'm going in to get this thing, you might miss out on the greatest connection that you could have.
Absolutely.
We just had a real dope conversation right here on Age on Sid and Antoinette a quick minute just to throw a shout out or say something or talk about a quick thing that they support, or give me something real quick, Antoinette.
I just want to mention what I said earlier about parents and their children, and let's make sure we all come together as a community and teach our kids, because if not, they will fall victim to these the music and just the way of the world and this hypersexual stuff and all that. So parents, just hanging out with your kids, like, raise your kids. Don't send them to school just for the teachers to teach them. You teach them at home. Give them that background, give them those morals and those values that they need.
Absolutely. Let's get back to the village raising a child too.
Yes.
See what you got. Give me
I'm
something.
gonna actually just piggyback off what she said, because again, she as an educator, and I respect you for what you do every day. I know it's probably a struggle, but it kind of goes back to it has to go back to the home. It has to go back to the parents, and part of the issue is that young parents, young minds still want to do young things, but we have the just let me pause for a minute. I remember I was at the store one day and I met a woman. I was in the store, grocery store, by my house, and two women in the store, and the one woman says to the other, "Oh, that's your grandbaby," because she was holding a small child, and she was like, "No, this is my great grandbaby." And she said she was 54 years old, and she was a great grandmother, and I'm just like, okay, so that means that
Black woman.
the mother 40. The child under that 25, somewhere in there, maybe I don't know, but somewhere down there were some very young women having babies, 4 generations in 54 years, and it just kind of makes me think that, okay, if the great grandma got the baby, where's grandmama and the mama? They still living their life. So again, the parenting isn't there. The time that it takes to raise a child, to educate them, because like she just said, they go from one babysitter to the next. They go from the teacher babysitter to the television babysitter, to the Facebook babysitter, to the Xbox babysitter, to everything else, but being babysat by their own parent, by being taught and nurtured and having conversations. I know parents that don't talk to their children. They direct their children. They give them things to do and task them, but they don't talk to their children. They don't know what's going on in their lives until, oh, he went to jail. Oh, she pregnant. Oh, they selling drugs. Oh, they ran off. Oh, it's a surprise to you then, But that parenting, that in-home parenting that I grew up with, it's just not relevant today.
That's definitely what we need. Queen Asia, let me let you carry us out. Whatever you got.
My first question is, where do you live at? You keep saying Chicago Avenue and stuff. You live on the west side?
Chicago Avenue in Holman.
Oh, you live in a concrete jungle.
I live on Chicago Avenue. Like, I see it every day.
Hold on, but gentrification is coming very hard down there.
That's why I don't want to leave, because I rock with the white people. I got Hispanic neighbors. I got a nice white neighbor across the street. I love it. I didn't grow up in an all black area. I didn't go to all black school, so I don't necessarily want to be amongst just all blacks. I'm a multicultural type of dude, so I don't want to live.
We were as well. However, on the flip side, me going to multicultural schools, I hated it. They could not understand me as much. I wanted to go to the neighborhood schools all my life. So in that aspect, I love being around black people, even though niggas get on my nerves, but black people are different. That's another topic. But Sid, I really enjoyed you today. You as well, Antoinette. Come back as often as you want to. I like the dialogue between us four. It was a great show. Even though you came in with this video game that I didn't know was coming on.
Oh, for sure. Age on America, right here on IntellectualRadio.com.
Happy Thursday.
Peace.
Initialize sequence. You're tuned in to IntellectualRadio.com.